Hi everyone, it's me Tia, the unorthodox counselor, getting at you guys from Right Heart Counseling. So today I wanted to talk about adolescence and raising teens. Um, Raising teens could definitely be a blessing, but it could be a headache in the process. And so, we all were teens once. We thought we knew everything. We had all the knowledge and wisdom that life had to offer. We had the questions, the answers. Couldn't nobody tell us nothing. Our parents didn't understand us. It was like we were like our own entity, our own species, and couldn't nobody understand us but our peers. But that's so not the case. So I'm sharing this because this has been a great topic the last couple months of dealing with adolescents. And even myself as a parent having a child who's going to be 13 next month, he's definitely having conversations with me that I definitely wasn't really surprised. But then I was surprised. I just didn't think it was going to be this soon. So, he's at this stage and we know he likes girls, but now we're talking about sex, for crying out loud, at 12. But these are the conversations that we have to have with our children, whether we want to or not. So the goal is to want and to be proactive and not reactive. We don't want to wait till our child comes home and they already done had sex, or they done sat up there and got somebody pregnant or is pregnant, and now we're losing our brains, and they're like, well, nobody never talked to me about that. So we also don't want to have our children afraid to talk to us about anything. The goal is to have it comfortable enough, your relationship with your child comfortable enough that he or she can come and talk to you about anything. For instance, you don't want to be that parent that, you happen to go pick your kid up, and you see them talking to a boy or a girl, and you're having a whole tantrum when they get in the car. You better not be talking to the boys. You better not be hugging. You better not be kissing. You better not be doing this. Because all that's going to do is push them away, because you're being extra hard on them the way you're approaching the situation. Approach is everything to dealing with difficult conversations. And that's why I always stress that having meaningful conversations is very critical to relationships. So instead of being that parent that's, oh my God, you better not be doing this, you better not be doing that, being able to talk to your child and be like, hey, listen, I seen you talking to that girl over there. I seen you talking to that boy. So what's up? What's going on? What's your thought process? Are you into boys? Are you into girls? Being able to really have that open dialogue. And then in the process, whatever they say, be able to listen and hear what they're actually saying to you. In the process of that, you need to process the information that is given to you from your child, because you don't want to lose your child, because this is a real critical moment of parenthood and relationship building with your child. You basically want to be the person your child goes to about any and everything under the sun, and want to feel comfortable enough to talk to you. You don't want to be the person that your child's saying, oh my God, I don't even want to go tell my mother or my father this, because this is the response I'm going to get. This is the reaction, and be seeking outside sources and may get the wrong information from outside sources. So you don't want that to happen. Now, your child may tell you something and you don't agree with it. That's okay. That's okay. I didn't say you had to be your child's best friend, but you want to be able to be a parent, but you also want to be able to be almost comfortable enough as a friend that they could talk to you. So as a parent, when your child is giving you this information, you want to be able to say, okay, this is what you're thinking. I want to just make sure, if this is what you're thinking, I'm going to give you my feedback, XYZ, you shouldn't do this, or if you do this, this is the consequence. If you don't do that, this is the consequence, and break all that down. You want to give your child both sides of the coin. You don't want to give them just one side, because it's almost really setting them up for failure, because you got to be honest, and you also have to put yourself back when you was in those shoes. And a lot of times, because parents have been in certain situations at a young age, we do things that we don't want our child to ever have to go through. So because we don't want them to ever go through those things, we need to be able to have open dialogue and be able to allow our child's voice to be heard without ridicule and judgment. Because if we do ridicule and judgment and harsh punishments in the process, all we're doing is pushing them away, letting them go to other people, as well as they gonna be like, I ain't telling you a damn thing ever, because this is how I'm gonna get treated, and this is the response. On top of, once they seek outside sources, God knows what information they're gonna be receiving and doing God knows what. As a parent, our job is to give our children the knowledge and the wisdom, right, that we have learned in the process, as well as what we have learned through our own experiences and what we have been taught through our generations, our grandparents and parents, and so on and so forth. Only if it's good information, we want to give it to them. Now, in the midst of that, of teaching your child and having these conversations, a lot of times we worry that we don't know if our child is actually listening to us or not. But a lot of times they really do be listening. They just like to give us a headache like they're not listening. But this is the catch though. Sometimes we give them all this information and they still make bad choices in the process throughout their experiences and when they're out with friends and stuff like that. But the goal is to give them the information, good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. In the process of giving them the information, they will encounter a couple ass whoopings along the way. They're going to get a couple headaches along the way. They're going to make bad decisions along the way. But the goal is, as a parent, to give them good, bad, ugly, and indifferent of all the information that you have to offer on the situation your child is dealing with, so that when they do make a decision, hopefully we pray that they make the best decision. But the goal is, at the end of it all, that we alleviate them getting big ass whoopings. It's okay to get a couple little ones, but we don't want them to get the big ones. Like that real big one where you be like, damn, why didn't I teach my child about XYZ? Because then they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't be doing that. But also understand that children are still going to make their own decisions no matter what information you give them. But as a parent, you also want to be at peace with yourself, knowing that you done did everything you needed to do as a parent and give them this critical knowledge and wisdom for their growing process, okay? And keep praying that they do make good choices, but they will make some bad choices along the way. But the goal is, once again, that they get little ass whoopings, not big ones. Okay, that's the goal. And there's no manual to being a parent. Everybody's going to raise their child the way they want to, and that's okay. That's okay. But just know, at the end of it all, it's about being able to allow your child to be able to feel comfortable enough to have conversations with you about everything they got going on, any and anything. You do not want them to feel afraid of you, to even come talk to you. So in order to alleviate that, why don't you initiate those conversations that you dread having, and do it in a comfortable fashion, so that then they'll be like, oh, it wasn't even that bad talking to mom, or it wasn't that bad talking to dad. That's what we want, because we want them to be able to open up and talk to us. Now listen, I got one child and I'm entering teenagehood just like most people are, and some have already. But because I've been a teen once, I'm okay with being able to acknowledge that some old attitudes and behaviors, and also watch and observe my child in the process of his attitudes and behaviors. But I'm also actually able to sit and talk to him in a real chill, low-key fashion, so I don't scare him away from me of wanting to tell me things. So, being able to have them conversations with your child is very critical to building your relationship with your child. Your child wants to feel comfortable. They want to feel loved and cared for unconditionally, despite whatever they like or don't like, or whatever they're feeling. They want to be able to tell you those things. And so as a parent, just be open and minded and remind yourself, I used to be that age too. And don't forget it. It's easy to forget where we come from once we become a parent. So that's just a little something for now. And I will check in with you guys later on in the week on another topic. If you got any questions or concerns, definitely hit me up. Tia at rcstreatment.com. And I will talk to you soon. Peace and many blessings.